congratulations on the upcoming release of Rebel Moon Part 1. I
Thank
feel like this
you.
series is such a crazy thing because there's so much hype around it and it hasn't even come out yet. What's that been like for you getting to film it and now building up to people's reactions coming out?
I think that it was such a blessing to get called for this movie. I worked on part 1 and part 2, and I don't know if that's a spoiler. Everybody knows part 2 is coming out.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this was my biggest production I've ever been on. I started my theatrical work this year, and right off the bat, I got this huge movie with huge sets, the best of the best working, Zack Snyder, huge director, insanely talented. Everybody was just pristine at their job. So to be thrown in like first big theatrical production, it was a teaching moment. I also feel like it was such a good set to work on that my like standard is very high for whatever I work on in the future, because it was just so well organized, such kind people. There was just nothing that went bad on set, which is like, you want a story that's like, ooh, what happened it just was all too good. It was perfect.
Yeah, I feel like that's really hard to beat, but I'm hoping for your sake you go above and beyond for the next one.
I probably will. And honestly, it taught me a lot of professionalism and like the industry and stuff like that, because I was kind of green. I did commercials my whole life, but it was my first step into like the movie world. And so it really taught me a lot about what to expect from movies and how to act on movies going forward.
Yeah, definitely. And I know you mentioned Zach is a part of this. Were you a fan of his before booking this role?
I love 300. I watched DC, but I didn't watch his movies in DC, but I did watch 300 and I love him. He has such a different way of filming. It almost looks like, I was watching through the monitor kind of what was the scenes, what it looked like. The scenes looked very almost cartoonish. It's like he brings like the live people and the live action and almost puts it out in a cartoon way, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The color grading and the way people are dressed and the way people move is like, it's like a cartoon that's alive. It's really interesting because you don't see that kind of style a lot.
Definitely. And I love the fact I saw this reference somewhere, I can't remember where, but someone referred to this as the Star Wars version of a Snyder cut. So I was wondering, what can fans of Star Wars, but also just that whole type of genre, expect from this series?
So there's different planets. People travel space. I don't know. I don't want to give away too much. I don't know what I can say, what I can't. But it is like a new Star Wars that's a completely different, which is something we need. Like, we have Star Wars, so it's such an original screenplay. We need more like original screenplays like that. There's going to be, I don't want to give away, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, what I'm not allowed to say. There's just going to be a lot of aspects of sci-fi in it that is typical, like you would see in Star Wars, but it's going to be different, obviously, because it's Zack Snyder. It's going to be a little bit more diverse, I would say, in like who they cast. There's a non-binary person. There's people that are from different parts of the world. Diamond's from South Africa. Someone is from, I think she's from Korea. I don't remember where she was from, but there's so many people from different parts. A lot of English people. My whole village, I don't know what I'm allowed to say. My whole village is basically Scandinavian.
Okay.
So a lot of people came in from Denmark. A lot of people came in from Sweden. And I was kind of one of the only Americans in the Scandinavian group. I'm like, how did I end up here?
Yes.
It's gonna be the costume design. Everything is just very like visually beautiful. Like, I'm very excited for everybody to see it, especially if you like Star Wars.
I was gonna say, even the trailer looks so cool, just costumes, settings, everything. I'm so excited as a Star Wars fan to watch this fully part 1 and part 2.
Oh my gosh, I think you're going to be very, very pleased with everything. Everything was so high tech. We had an actual spaceship built, and it was not even CGI. I mean, obviously it's flying is CGI, but like the actual spaceship was on set. I'm looking at this, I'm like, the art that people can do is actually just memorizing. Like, I can't believe I'm standing in front of a giant spaceship right now. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
crazy. People are so good at their jobs, especially on this movie.
Definitely. It's like the best of the best, as you said before.
It is. It really is. It was amazing.
But talking more about your character, I know you said she's in the Scandinavian group, but what was it like bringing her to life? And obviously, this is your first big role. So, what was going through your mind as you were bringing her to life?
So my character is Runa, and she is a Scandinavian Viking-esque woman. Viking, and not in the way of a big buff, but more in Viking in the way of like strong, empowering, stick together tribe mentality. Our village is very healthy. We eat a lot. It's what did he say? He said it was sexually empowering. So like there's everybody's just kind of having sex. You'll see like it's very like fluid. That's kind of the village. It's very it's a lot of camaraderie in my village too. And so what we put on stage is just togetherness and camaraderie between, and like just family oriented. So what I did was I just kind of brought in my real life. It's like my family, like we're very family oriented. We're close, we eat a lot, we feast a lot. You'll notice there's numerous feasts in this movie. I had a lot of good food during those feasts. I'd always leave full.
That's good.
Yeah. So honestly, it wasn't really too hard to tap into character because it kind of is myself a little bit.
I love that. And I'm wondering, obviously, this seems like such a cool set to be on, and obviously amazing people as well. Do you have a favorite moment or memory?
Favorite moment or memory? I feel like night shoots were probably my favorite memory because you would dread going into them. We had numerous night shoots, a lot of night shoots, but we would just drink energy drinks, like so many of them, and then we'd all just go delusional together and we dance. There's a huge scene where people are dancing, and we were in the like dance studio a lot being choreographed, and we at the end were just so fluid in our motions that it was like an everyday like dance, you know what I mean? Because we did it over and over again, and it felt like you were truly like I was truly there, you know. It didn't really take much for me to act because we were already there.
Having a good time.
Exactly. So I think the dancing was my favorite part. I worked with Donna, who is not Dina, who is the choreographer or the choreographer on this movie, and she's done like the biggest movies, and she was just so fun. She had us doing the craziest dances and swinging around and doing flips and stuff. It was so fun.
Would you be able to use any of those dance moves in real life?
Yes.
Okay.
I would need sort of dance. I mean, a lot of it was partner dancing, but we would also have our own individual dances we can move through, and it might look a little silly in real life, but you know what? Like,
it's just having fun.
I think it's silly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But if you could describe this film as a whole in 3 words, what would they be?
Action-packed joyride.
Okay, you came up with
joyride is one word, right?
Yeah, we'll make it one word. It can be hyphenated. Joyride is one word.
We'll combine it for the sake of this. I'm trying to think of any other fun words, but it is an action-packed joyride. Like, you're gonna be smiling through all of it. I mean, even the bad parts, because it's just so visually fun to watch. And I mean, if you've seen Army of the Dead, that's one of my favorite Zack Snyder films. Even when, you know, things were going wrong in the movie, you're still smiling and in awe because there's so much action and there's so much movement that you're like, this is so fun. His movies are fun, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And my last question for you, obviously you have part 2, as you said, but do you have any future projects that you can hint at or talk about?
I do. I just played a part in The Family Plan, which is a Mark Wahlberg movie that's coming out in the same week as Rebel Moon, or a week after. Small part, but still really fun. And then there's a new show called English Teacher coming out. It just got picked up, the pilot. It's a Brian Jordan Alvarez show. He's kind of he was in some other shows. I forgot what the big one was, but it's going to be on FX, and it's a comedy, and it's very, very funny, and I hope y'all can watch it. I'm a recurring on it, so
that's amazing. I am so excited to watch those, and I'm so excited to see what your future holds.
Oh, thank you. I'm so excited too. It was such a great year before the strike. Just so many projects and fun things. So I'm excited for it to all come out and see it.